Good morning, Boerne. Thank you for tuning in to the Boerne Brew. I'm Jeff Flinn. I'm the managing editor at the Boerne Star newspaper. We got some guests in today that are very topical, very right around the corner. Today is the tax day for shopping. Is that correct? Is this the tax weekend for people to go shopping, or was that last weekend?
I don't know, but
I think it's coming up, actually.
I want to take advantage of it if it is.
Saturday morning, you get out there and go buy those tennis shoes, backpacks, pencils, the things you haven't gotten at giveaways. And dads know the big screen TVs aren't tax deductible, so those don't fit in that category, you know? But folks, we're starting school Tuesday in Boerne, and we've got some school folks here that you want to hear from. I've got Maggie Dominguez here. She's the BISD PIO. She's the Communications Director for Boerne ISD. Thank you for coming in, Maggie.
Thanks for having us.
And she's got two guests she brought with her. Donnie Person, the Boerne High School Band Director. Donnie, welcome in.
Thank you for having me.
And we've got over here Israel Avila, the Champion Theater Director.
Yes, Avila. And the kid, everyone just calls me Avi, so
Avi,
that's great.
Okay.
Yeah,
I've got Donnie and Avi. It sounds like a band.
Yes, it does. A good band.
School's right around the corner. Maggie, this is your first day of the year in the Boerne ISD, correct?
It is.
Tell us, what are you going to be doing Tuesday? What's your Tuesday?
Well, I have a 5-year-old starting kindergarten, so I think I'll be crying inside of her elementary school for maybe just a few minutes, and then my team and I will be out joining Dr. Kraft at the different campuses. She's actually going to visit every campus that day, which is very exciting, and get everyone off to a great start. Our executive leadership team will be on campuses all week, making sure that our folks have everything they need. So it's going to be a very exciting week, and we're really looking forward to the start of an amazing new year in Boerne ISD.
Good. Let us know when you were at HERF. I got to get pictures of you crying. So.
7:25 in the morning is the bell for elementary schools.
But that means I've got to get through HERF and Esser to get there. The two gentlemen we have, Donnie and Avi. Hey, you guys are already at it. Mm-hmm. Donnie, tell us about band. For eons, back when I was a kid in Ohio, school started the Monday after Labor Day, but bands started like 3 weeks earlier. Is that what you guys are doing? Tell us about your day.
Yeah, that's basically what we're running with. We saw the leaders first, basically the second week of July. And then we saw the freshman percussion guard the second to last week of July, and then we saw everyone last week. And then we started putting on the actual production starting on August 1st. And all the bands in the state kind of abide by the same thing, which is you're only allowed to start your show on August 1st. So it's like, everyone get ready. Get set, go. And this year, the band kids are like really killing it in terms of that. They already have their first like half of the production done before school even started. So yeah, they've been real busy, but it's been really fun. We brought a fire truck out. We had some theme days where they dressed up in all-American stuff, patriotic stuff, and color stuff. And they even had like a Vine Day and everything. It was really exciting. So we were mixing a lot of the work with the fun just to make that 3 weeks feel a little bit shorter. So, and
given the temperatures the past few weeks, have the fire trucks come out and hose your guys down as they play? That helps.
Yep, exactly, yep. Honestly, we've been avoiding a lot of that. Like we rehearsed today from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. to just avoid the worst of the heat. But eventually we're going to have to deal with it. We're acclimating still.
Did you guys do the 12:01 August 1st thing where you meet at midnight and you start practicing on the first minute of August 1st?
Oh, absolutely. Noise ordinance and get out of here. But no, we started at a normal time for that, yeah.
Yep. Avi, talk a little bit about what's going on in the Champion Theater Department.
We've also been back since the 17th of July. Our students are we came up with this concept a long time ago that if band's going to be back, if football's going to be back, volleyball, all these groups are cheerleaders. We want to get that early start as well. Our students are just as committed to their craft. And so we've been going and going. We've already had our first production of the year, which was out of a camp, what we call Fearless Camp. And, they say that getting up in front of people and speaking is probably the biggest fear, phobia out there. So that's why we have our Fearless Camp, to help these kids get over that fear of being on stage in front of people. And once they realize, hey, with just a week of doing this, it's not a problem anymore.
Right.
And now we can just go on and continue to have show after show after show. And that's how we keep so many productions. This year we're looking at, close to 14 main stage productions.
Really?
Within a school year. That's quite a bit.
Yeah, that is. Wow. And both you guys are subject to the most talented guys and girls graduate. you're captive to the fact that you train up all these people for 3 or 4 years, then you say goodbye. And there's a new group of kids coming up. Tell us about your freshmen and sophomores. Your sophomores have a year under their belt. They were the freshmen last year. They got their chest pounded out because there's freshmen come up behind them. Tell us about your youngsters, how you get those guys acclimated to the cadence and to memorizing lines and doing sets. Tell us about that, guys. Donnie, go ahead.
Yeah, so much of what we do is student driven. We have a leadership team that is really active in communicating, teaching, giving each other feedback on things. Our drum majors are constantly giving people like, this is how you march better. They always send out every night, like, here's the lesson plan. This is what you need to remember. And so whenever the freshmen and the sophomores see that, they know what they're stepping into whenever they move into those leadership roles. We're also really applied in how we train them up, and we're really specific about that. And something I'm really proud of is just how a lot of these leaders that we have this year are actually just freshmen last year, and now they're sophomores, and they moved into that space. So they're already showing a lot of that maturity that we want to take forward. And the freshmen now see just one class above them. Oh, wow. They are leading the pack here. And so we're always in that kind of training mode of like, if you want to step into this position, always keep this in mind. What is the leader that you really look up to the most? What are they doing, and how can you emulate that? And we're always tweaking and finding ways to improve stuff. So
Lead by example.
Yes, absolutely.
Because your freshmen are sponges. You know, they're, like you said, they're raring to go. They're ready to take the world by storm, but they realize, you know, the perfect storms are ahead of them, you know. For
better or for worse, like, they will absorb everything that their upperclassmen do. And right now it is really, really good. Like, everyone above them are on the same page is great.
Well, that's good, because you got to remind your upperclassmen, you guys, remember, they're watching you. They're watching everything you do.
Everything that you do.
And that's exactly the same for theater. I mean, we are lucky to have a great officer corps, which then, in fact, the whole Fearless camp that we just finished, all of our officers led that entire camp, and it's all about seeing those new kids come in. It's really hard whenever you've finished a successful season and you have so many seniors who graduate and go away, and they go off and are performing on college stages, and you're happy about that, but then every year you're starting fresh, just like a football coach, basketball coach, right? And so you're looking for those new talent, or all that new talent that's out there. But we like to focus on, you know, a great old adage that I like, which is, you know, hard work beats talent whenever talent doesn't work hard, right? And I think that's an old John Wooden saying. For us, it's not about coming in with the natural talent. It's coming in and teaching these young people a work ethic that they're going to carry throughout their life and their high school career at least.
Right. Folks, the people you're listening to, we've got some people here from Boerne ISD in this morning. School starts on Tuesday. You all know that if you're parents. If you don't, you know, get clued in, folks. I'm going to talk to Maggie Dominguez. Maggie, welcome in. Maggie is the Communications Director, Public Information Officer for Boerne ISD. Tell us about what this last few weeks has been like in your position. And you guys get a break somewhere in the summer. I assume you do. But when you start the break, your mind's already on what's going to happen when you come back. Tell us about getting ready for the year, Maggie.
So we've been getting ready for the year since the last one ended.
For sure.
And I think that's true for most folks who work in education. There's always something going on. We're always planning on how we can raise the bar and keep meeting student needs. We know that we always have to raise the bar and up our game, and it's an exciting place to do that kind of work. So we have Convocation this Friday. Yeah. This will air on Saturday, I think. I think it'll be a huge hit. So we've been working on that for most of the summer and just getting our folks ready for what's to come. Boerne is, you know, it's going to be an exciting year.
Convocation is bringing every employee together. Is that correct?
All 1,700 of them. Wow. Yeah. It's our one opportunity, other than graduation, I would say, to get everyone in the same place at the same time. So it's a really special moment, and we have lots of surprises in store for that event.
And we've got a great relationship with Oak Hills Church that has the facility to have all of us together. We used to be able to get together at Champion High School in the auditorium, but we've outgrown that over the years.
I thought you were going to say at my house.
Yeah, they all come over to my house. And, pig in the ground and all that. No, but it's great to have that kind of community involvement with organizations that have the facilities and, of course, care about our schools and want to see our teachers do awesome things for their kids as well. So having that opportunity to go to a large venue and have us all together, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, my first covering of a convocation was the year they had Goldberg there. Gold!
Yeah. I got the tuba kid who got a photo with him. Is like, okay, that you could put that on the fridge for life. You know?
Yes.
Well, that was interesting. That was great. New teachers?
We have over 110 new teachers. Wow. So they started training with us on July 23rd. We have an exceptional teaching and learning department, and they, all summer, we're planning on, what do these new folks need? We have right over 30 who are first-year teachers, and 6 of those are Boerne ISD grads.
Really?
Which is very exciting for us. So I'm not sure that people realize last year we started a signing day for our graduating seniors from both high schools who want to come back and teach for us. And they got a letter of intent. When they finish their teaching degrees, they get to come back and get a job in Boerne ISD. It was exciting to see 6 of those joining us this year. And we hope that we're, as Dr. Kraft always says, being our own best business partner and investing in those students who are going to make great educators. So it's exciting to see that happen. And we're happy to be their first home and hopefully their forever home.
A lot of folks say school starts Tuesday. People don't open the door on Monday and flock in. We got the band here weeks in advance. We got the orchestra week in advance. Football's out there week in advance. Even the people behind the scenes are here weeks in advance. It takes weeks to open a day.
For sure.
It does.
Talking to band, first home football game, are you guys going to perform?
We perform every game. So, of course, we have the thing that we do with the Starlets, and we already have the songs and everything set up. So, yes, we'll perform definitely during halftime. The question is whether or not you'll see the Boerne 2025 marching production on that day.
That sounds good.
We have, like I said, we've finished the first half of things, but whether or not we put it on that day, I guess you'll just have to show up to the football game and see. So we're excited to put it out, but we want to make sure it's put out in a form that we really feel like puts the kids in a place where they walk out that field, especially those freshmen, that first time. They're just like, wow, that was incredible. Especially for their home crowd. We want to make sure that first one is the best one for them.
And given the heat here, uniforms the first week, or are you guys out in the shorts and shirts that match and taking it easy?
When I was in high school, they put us in full uniform.
Yeah.
I remembered how miserable I was, so opt for the T-shirt and shorts for that very first one. So that's what I often do.
My sons both went through Judson High School. I live in Converse. And they got a new band director when my son was a senior. My other son was a sophomore. And she implemented the shorts and shirts, and she was the most popular person in Judson High School.
Teacher of the year.
Teacher of the year before the year even started. Because he said, Dad, we don't have to wear those big, bulky uniforms until it gets cold. So, Avi, talk about the reason I met you. You guys were doing Little Shop of Horrors. I saw that on paper. I said, how are they going to do that big, what was his name? What's the name of the monster? Seymour.
Yeah.
How are they going to do Seymour? So that's why I came out, and I wanted to say it was awesome. It was fantastic. So,
thank you.
Most theater productions are stage and a set, and that's it. But, Seymour was huge. I said, I got to see that happen.
For sure. Well, we like to say that long gone are the days of the school play, right?
Right.
We are now, of course, into a different era of competition. We work competitively on the stage. And of course, our whole job as teachers is to prepare these students for the next level. If your student is going to be involved in anything, any program here in Boerne ISD, what you're hoping is that those coaches or those teachers are training them for that next level, getting them ready to be able to be competitive, whether they're going to go to college, whether they're going to join the military, whatever it is, but they're going to be able to jump from Boerne ISD and be not just able to get a job or able to be at a school, but to be competitive at that next level. So that's what we do. On stage involves, of course, higher technology, better design, working towards being already at that college, almost Broadway level, so that folks can, when they come see a show, I think a lot of times I hear from our audience members, wow, I didn't know it was like this. When I was in high school, I got on stage and I was scared to say a line, but these kids are doing amazing things. And going back to being, like Donnie said, being there on the first game and finding out whether or not they're going to do the show, that's the most imperative thing, is these kids are working hard and they're passionate about what they do. So Boerne community, come out and see what these kids are doing.
Yeah.
You know, go to the games, go see the marching band, go see the football team. Come and see the shows that are happening there, because we're not just doing this just for the kids.
Right.
And the kids who put in all that effort, they deserve an audience to see them, to see the work that
Absolutely.
they're doing.
Right. My name is Jeff Flinn. I'm the managing editor of the Boerne Star. I should introduce myself once in a while. I've got a couple guests here from Boerne ISD. It's time to get out your pad of paper and a pen, pencil, or pull up your notepad on your phone or what have you, because we're going to run through some stuff that you need to write down and get to know. Avi, when is your first stage production of the year?
Our first show this year is a takeoff an old Jimmy Stewart movie called Harvey. And that is August 21st through the 24th, 7 p.m. Thursday through Saturday, and 3 p.m. on Sunday, the 24th. Come on out. And we even have a special deal for any of your listeners. If you just type in Boerne Brew as your promo code, if you go to championtheater.com and look for tickets there using the promo code Boerne Brew, and that'll get you a free ticket into the show.
Awesome. You hear that, folks? Boerne Brew. You can get lined up for that. Donnie, when are you guys going to have your first performance that's not on a football field?
Right. Oh, that's not on a football field.
Right.
For this season, it's all on a football field.
Okay.
But we do have something that's happening on the 23rd. Anyone's over at the HEB over at Leon Springs, you're going to see the drumline out there.
Cool.
So that was like their third performance, because at this point, drumline has had several of them. But our first public performance that you'll see if you go out to a football game, buy a ticket, stick around for halftime, you'll see us on August 29th. That's at that first home game against Piper. And of course, every football game after that. So if you look at the football schedule, the band will be there every single time.
Maggie Dominguez, she is the public information officer, the director of communications for the school district. We're going to run through stuff you got to know. You said at HERF, you're going to be there 7:25.
I'm going to be at HERF, yes. But our first bell at elementary schools are at 7:25 a.m., and then classes start at 7:35. Our middle schools, the first bell is at 8:25. Same with high schools. Classes start at 8:30 at both. So make sure your kiddos are there on time, ready to rock the first day. And we are hearing that most elementary schools are going to allow pre-K and kindergarten parents to walk their kids to the classrooms the first day.
Oh, nice. So that's 7:25. Do not wait till 7:24 to try to get there. Be early, folks. Be early on that first day, because I did the first day at HERF my first year here in 23, and that line of cars was back way down the street, and they had the assistant principals walking out talking to parents, you know, so welcoming them in, letting them know, hey, stay in line, we're not going to get you late. If you need to drop off your kid, they had a couple parents, volunteers that were walking kids that parents had to go, I got to be at work at 8 or whatever. They had parents who were on the sidewalk walking the kids up so the parents could cry in the car as they drove by.
Yeah. There's different names for it. I think Herb's calling it tears and cheers, but I've heard that Carrington calls it boohoos and wahoos or something like that. So we're going to have fun with it in Boerne ISD. We're going to make it as great of an experience as we can for everybody. So we have about, guessing, over 11,150 students this year, which is over what we had anticipated. And we're very excited, and we always have more registrants the first week or so. We have an amazing website now. If folks haven't checked it out, it was revamped in January by our webmaster, Jennifer Avila, among many other duties. The content is there. So if you have questions about what's going on, we actually have a back to school page now. If you need to register for free or reduced lunch, you'd fill out the forms there and make sure that your student was set up for success the first day. School supply lists are there. If you have a middle school student who needs uniforms for athletics, everything can be found on the BoerneISD.net page if you just type in back to school.
Yeah.
I was going to say, for fine arts specifically, or really any of the events, sports, fine arts, like Miss Maggie said, Mrs. Avila has been working really hard on that, and so we're consolidating all those fine arts events into a singular calendar so that a person is able to find something in the district to watch, or they can even filter it by school so that, oh, my kid goes to Fabra, let's go to all the Fabra things, right? So that's going to be a really great resource of going to that website and seeing just anything that's happening, both just functional and also bring your kids out to see a play. A choir concert, an orchestra concert, band concert, because they're going to have a good time.
Yeah.
I was a hero at my kids' school because my previous location, I had the flexibility when I covered Judson School Board at night till 1 o'clock in the morning or whenever. I would allowed to take off time. So I'd be at my kids' school once a week to eat lunch with them. I always tried to guess when pizza day was, because I love those little square pizzas. That was awesome. But then one day I'd pick the corn dog day. I was like, oh man, I got to eat corn dogs. But the kids love to see the parents come into the elementary, and I sit with them at the table. A lot of parents come and they'll take their kids out and go to Wendy's or McDonald's or some fast food place and bring them back and enjoy it, that kind of thing. I like to sit with the kids, listen to the kids talk kids. When you're fresh in there sitting with them, they kind of abide by them. Here's an adult. But when you're there a third or fourth time, it's Mr. Flynn. They excuse you. So talk about school lunches. There's nutrition standards you got to meet. What are the prices? What do we do? How much does it cost? How much would it cost me to go eat with my kid?
So you can't. We don't allow parents to eat with students on campuses.
Folks, if you want to eat with kids, drive over to Judson and Converse and just sit
don't
with the
do
kid.
that. No. So we don't want to interrupt the instructional day. We do have really involved amazing PTO groups and booster clubs and all of those groups that can ensure that parents are accessing the students and helping throughout the day in a way that doesn't interrupt instruction. But we like to keep our schools safe throughout the day, and so that just eliminates any issues. However, our breakfast is $2.30, and it's free for students who qualify for free and reduced. Lunch is $3.40 for pre-K through 5th grade. For 6th grade through 12th, it's $3.65. That drops down to 40 cents for students who qualify for free and reduced. So every year we ask that those families reapply and fill out the forms again just to make sure they still qualify, or if they think that they might qualify, that ensures that they receive that support.
Well, we had the back to school bash where a lot of that happened. Talk about that.
It was amazing. So our Boerne ISD resource rally was just 2 weekends ago, and we had 1,400 people show up. It was just absolutely incredible. So a lot of it was, first time new parents like myself getting sure that their kids are vaccinated and have all the right paperwork and are registered appropriately, but also have access to any resources they might need from our community. So we had Blessings in a Backpack and a few other different organizations there, Hill Country Family Services. So everyone was just there to make sure that our students are set up for success on the first day. I think that was our largest turnout ever. We had hundreds of volunteers show up at 6 o'clock that morning to get set up for the 3 hours that we were open. And we are just blown away constantly by the enthusiasm of our community.
Well, I showed up about 9:30. I wasn't there at 6. So.
But no, we were just really amazed at how Boerne always shows up, right? And so having 1,400 different family members come in and make sure that their kids are on the right track is really exceptional.
Folks, your kids are going back to school on Tuesday the 12th. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Tuesday the 12th, 7:25 starts the day for elementary kids. I hope by now you understand where your kid goes to elementary school, how they get there. Let's talk about where do people go and say, well, my kid was on bus 3 last year. I want to make sure if I have the same route, maybe they pick up a different spot. Where can people go to get all the information they need?
So we've made it really easy. That BoerneISD.net/back to school page.
Okay.
There's a big bus on the page from your cell phone or your browser on your computer, and you can type in your address and see exactly which route you're on and where the bus stop is.
And what time to have your kid.
Exactly. So you have to be 2 miles or further from your assigned school. And then you qualify for transportation services, but all of that is there for you, and you can also call our central office and confirm if you have any questions.
Avi, your kids have been in school for 2-3 weeks?
Yeah, since July 17th for sure.
So first day rolls in, it's nothing to them.
And we will give them these last couple days, to get ready for classes and whatnot. But it's nice to have this time during the summer so they're pre-prepared and they can hit their classes off and running and not worry about the extracurricular things that we're doing. All that stuff's already in place so they can get situated in the classroom and then get back on stage after the first day of school.
Avi is the theater director at Champion High School. I've got the band director from Boerne High School, Donnie Person. Talk about the same thing about your kids coming out. The first day, August 12th, is really their first day, July
17th.
So they were as anxious July 17th as these kids will be next week.
The really great thing about just these activities is that the freshmen get to know all the way up to the seniors. So they already have a connection point in the school, and that's so important just to, one, get the kids to the school just for attendance purposes, but also so that whenever they go through that first day, the seniors have already talked to the teachers like, oh, I had that teacher last year. they're great. You're going to have a good time. And so those freshmen who are like, oh, this is brand new. What am I going to do? Where do I walk? They already kind of know where everything is. That acclimation is so important for those 3 weeks. They feel ready to go. It's really great to see those freshmen and those seniors interacting and making jokes the way that they are, because they're going to hang on to that all year long. And so, yeah, I think it's been really great seeing them bond over all the different activities and also the harder parts of the show.
The best part of our activities is the family that it creates, and you've got support. Just like you say, those freshmen coming in, they're not scared now.
Right. Which school, or does both school have the painted parking lots?
Oh yeah, both of them.
That's such an awesome thing. Hey, listen,
the
You've got some
PTOs are
talented
selling
kids
those
to paint
parking
it, too,
spots.
right?
for sure.
Yeah.
Our art department.
when you do that, I want to paint Dr. Crafts.
Okay.
I've got an idea.
Okay.
No, listen, folks, thanks for tuning in. Like I said, I think this is tax-free weekend. Go out and buy those school supplies you don't have yet. And if you don't have them yet, shame on you. But hey, parents are parents. Well, some of us are major procrastinators. I understand that. I'm one of them. So, folks, I'm Maggie Dominguez. Look forward to a great school year. Folks, have a great weekend. Get out there and enjoy this weekend, because the last time before the kids go back to school. And kids, if anybody's up at 8 o'clock, if you're a kid up at 8, have a great week and a great school year. Folks, thanks for tuning in. Jeff Flinn from the Boerne Star. Have a great week, and God bless.